Hello everyone and welcome to the Francisco Marquez Olympic swimming pool right here in Mexico City. We are here for day 5 of the 2017 World Para Swimming Championships. My name's Paul Noble, I'll be taking you through the action today, and I'm joined in the commentary box for the first time this week by Stephen Jameson. Welcome, Steve.
Yeah, very good morning to you, Paul. Pleasure to be alongside you for this one. Heading towards the end of this competition now, and we were having a little bit of a chat off air just then. Where on earth has this competition gone? All of a sudden we're heading right towards the back end of it now. It's absolutely flown by. And I guess that old adage of time flies when you're having fun has been upheld this week. It's been a great competition so far. I've really enjoyed watching it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the penultimate day can bring for us.
Yeah, you've been doing the highlights for us all week, the ones that have been appearing on the websites, and you've had a lot to pack into your few minutes of highlights each day.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those things, it's a shame really, you'd love to put so much in, but you've got to be ruthless. There's constraints of time and editor pressures and producer pressures, all that sort of thing. So it's so difficult to pick out those very best bits. But on the flip side of that, there has been some truly magic moments along the way, which has been really, really nice. One thing I'm particularly looking forward to today is the third part of the trilogy of Myers versus Gilly, if you like. The past two evenings they're 1-1. You know, we had the Empire Strikes Back for Myers last night, so I was completing the trilogy today, and it should be that's the one race I'm really looking forward to today, is Gilly versus Myers. That's coming up a little bit later on as we take a look at the schedule for this morning.
Yeah, we start off with 100 breaststroke events. We have, as we have had all week, some finals interspersed in between the heats. So we will be seeing some new world champions this morning, and that very first race will give us a couple of world champions here in the men's 100 breaststroke SB11 and the SB12 classes. Combined events throughout this morning as well as single classes. So we'll keep you abreast of what's going on there. And as you said, Jamo, right at the end there, second last event is the women's 200 meters individual medley, SM11 through to SM13. That is where Rebecca Myers and Carlota Gilly will come again head to head. It's only a heat, of course, and the final should be this evening, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of shape these swimmers are and what kind of speed they go in the heat, trying to send a message out to their competitors possibly.
Absolutely, those two have been so close and their championship's been so intertwined. You just wonder if there is something in putting a message out in the heats, just a little mental advantage maybe. Sometimes all it can take. First event then is the men's 100 meter breaststroke, the SB11 and SB12 finals. We will have 2 sets of medals from this final. SB11s and SB12 swimmers in our first final of the day.
Taron Drake from the USA will be favourite for the SB11 title here in the men's 100 breaststroke. SB11 and SB12 combined.
In the SB12s, keep an eye on Vladimir Izatau, qualifying time of 66.82. Quickest playlist away. Not too far out of championship record time.
And there's Izatau. Taron Drake will be next to him in 3 and 4. SB11 and SB12. Men's 100 breaststroke. 2 classes in this one. They are underway. Good start from Izatau from Belarus. Well, he is the Paralympic champion from last year in Rio. Very much the favourite for this 100 breaststroke in the SB12 class. But Taron Drake, also medalist in Rio, silver medalist last year, and he may challenge the championship record in the SB11 class. So Izatau leads them into the halfway point. Taron Drake just one lane below the Belarusian. Will lead the S11s in, but Izatau through halfway, and he is looking very good with Akhmetov and Afanasev in second and third.
Yeah, the two Kazakhstani swimmers in lanes 5 and 6, a little bit away from our leader Izatau. He's looking very, very strong for an SB12 gold medal. Taron Drake not too far behind him, looking good in the SB11 class, but leading them in here. Our first gold medal of the day, it will be Vladimir Izatau, who takes the gold, 67.32, not a bad time at all. Coming in lane 3 is indeed Taron Drake of the USA. Goals in the SB11 category.
Our final swimmers just coming in now, but there is the winner. Vladimir Izatau takes the title for Belarus, 107.32. It's a comfortable win in the end for the Belarusian.
Yeah, it certainly was. He never really looked troubled, did he, there, the Paralympic champion? That as comfortable as you're ever going to get in the World Championship finals for him.
As the swimmers climb out the water, is the S11 class, of course. The swimmers have to wear blacked out goggles in that S11 class. There's Taron Drake. He'll be crowned the world champion in that S11 if the results are confirmed. It was a good start, one lane up from Izatau, Akhmetov, but once they got into the stroke, Izatau was definitely the class act of this field in the SB12 class, coming in clear of the others. Taron Drake clear in first in the SB11 class. The result is confirmed for the combined event, SB11, SB12. Izatau takes the title for Belarus ahead of the two Kazakhstan swimmers in silver and bronze, and Taron Drake takes gold for the USA in the SB11 class ahead of Miroslav Smirka and Mindaugas Givilaitis taking silver and bronze. Always difficult in these combined events to try and pick out the winners when the camera is very much concentrated on the front of the field. But Taron Drake won't mind that. He'll claim his first world title here in Mexico.
Well, it says a lot for Taron Drake that he's up there with the SB12 swimmers a lot of the time. Very, very quick SB11 swimmer. Drake. As we look ahead to our next race, these are a couple of heats. At the women's 100 meters breaststroke SB11 and through to SB13. So our visually impaired classifications here.
Yeah, two heats there, but the SB11 swimmers in this one, it is a final for them. It's a mixture of heats and finals. So Annabelle Morrow and Fatima Nurbaki will be competing in a heat, but the swimmers in the centre of the pool will be competing for the medal. So it is a final for Blacknerova, Zhang, McLean Hermes, Matilda Alcazar Figueroa and Shamala Pandey.
Matilda Estefania Alcazar Figueroa providing one of the moments of the championship so far this week. Can she do it again in her home country?
Again, we're on the SB11. SB12 classes. SB11 is a final. SB12 is a heat.
There we go then. Gold medal up for grabs in the SB11 class. Keep an eye on those central lanes. Two outside lanes occupied by SB12 swimmers. Good start being made in the central lane. Lane number 4, and that is Zhang, China, white cap. China having an excellent championship so far. They top the medal table coming into this penultimate day. Total medals, they're only ahead by 1, but golds, they're ahead by 6. They've been very, very impressive. The Chinese national anthem is something those who've been in the pool every day have become very accustomed to hearing. Playing next to the turn, 40.04. She is a world record holder. Set that in, and it looks like Paralympic champion is about to become the world champion. She comes towards the final 20 metres.
Oh, just a little bit of a hit on the lane ropes there, just as you said. That's the she just went champion, and the world record holder looks like she's on her way to take this world title here, and it is going to be gold for China. It's going to be gold for Zhang from China. Test for second position here, and in lane number 6, it may well be a Mexican medal again for Matilda Alcazar Figueroa. Had a great swim there. She's having a great championships in her home country, and it looks like it could be McLean Hermes for the bronze medal, but no doubt about the winner. It's gold to China, gold to Zhang.
A little bit of a hairy moment there as she entered the final stages for Zhang. Obviously, her position in the race did give her that significant cushion, but she did adjust very, very well to get herself back on track, touching well in front. Pretty competitive time as well. Zhang, 4 winning time. Annabelle Mora going nicely in the heat to the SB12. But your gold, silver, bronze is Zhang, Alcazar, and Hermes. It's another gold play of China.
That could have been costly. Had big advantage at the end. And another medal from Mexico. They're doing really well. They have 5 gold medals in the first 4 days of competition. 5 different people.
Personal fanfare every day, which is really nice to see. In fact, certainly Mexican supporters.
All wrapped up. It is still a little bit chilly. It was up, but it's back to being a little bit in the pool, but the sun's coming round, so it'll warm up in probably about half an hour's time. So we move on to the next event, which again it's combined heats, and here we have a mixture of SB12 and SB13 swimmers in this one. The SB13s are competing in a final, and the SB12s for this 100 breaststroke SB. The 2 Americans, Rebecca Myers and Colleen Young, in 3 and 4. Carolina Pelendritu, the world champion from Cyprus in the SB12 class in the final.
So just keep an eye on these swimmers. We almost want to, as good as she is, ignore lane 5 in terms of our race outlook here. Pelendritu just looking to qualify from her heat in the SB12 class. Keep an eye on lanes 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Gold medal on offer to Barrera, Myers, Young, Marquez, Galini.
There's Colleen Young from the USA, bronze medalist in Rio, bronze medalist in the last World Championships in Glasgow. Can she hold off the challenge from her teammates Colleen Young and the 13-year-old Gia Pergolini? Breaststroke for women. SB13 final interspersed with the SB12 heats. Colleen Young off to a good start here. The American swimmer there. Diaz, swimmer, the great champion from Cyprus. But Colleen Young looking like she is stretching away here and trying to claim her first gold of the week for the USA team. Colleen Young through halfway, 36.07. SB12, Pelendritu in second. And it looks like SB13 is Polo Lopez from Spain, just ahead of Rebecca Myers. So all to play for the minor medals, but Colleen Young looking supreme.
Colleen Young coming into her final 25 metres of Colleen Young. Palandritu in the SB13 having a fine swim just in behind it. But this is gold every single step of the way for Colleen Young and the USA. One championship record as well, breaking her own championship record that she set in 2015 in Glasgow, we think.
Here's Colleen Young, of course, swimmers with a visual impairment. They won't really have an idea where they've finished unless they can hear the announcer here in the pool. It's Carolina Palandritu. We'll see her again in the final this evening for the SB12. She'll have another swim. She was a champion in the last 3 SB13 class, taking that title in a championship record time. Gold to Colleen Young from the USA. Colleen Young, the title 117.21. That's a championship record in the SB13 class, ahead of Marianne Polo Lopez from Spain and Rebecca Myers from the USA. We take silver and bronze.
Myers, no stranger, fast collection. We move ourselves on now to the women's 400 metres freestyle. S8 and S9. And this is S8. Andula Duskova, Jess Long, Julia Gaffney, and Paola Rubalcaba-Nunez.
World title to add to her vast collection of silverware that she has over the years at the World Championships. Next up, Julia Gaffney, the 17-year-old, very similar disability to Jessica Long. Must be a real inspiration for the youngster. Final of the women's 400 freestyle S8. Jessica lead. She has won the last 4 world titles in this event. This was one that was really her signature event when she burst onto the scene as a 12-year-old. It was one that she's dominated for a number of years, and in the world she is back in 2006. Jessica Long, that familiar stroke, familiar technique. When you look at her, it's really sometimes very difficult to believe she has no lower legs.
Technique, really, really smooth. Glides through the water. Powerful upper body. Really makes a difference. Decorated career. Leads the way. 110 at the first. In behind her, the other 3 swimmers are pretty much in a line. So one of them is going to have to miss out from this stage who. Keep an eye behind Jess Long, of course. Go through this one towards the 150 metre mark. The championship record. Event in 2013, 4:43.76. If she gets anywhere near that, that's a phenomenal swim, especially she's going to have to do a little bit of swimming out on the road as well.
To be right on her top form in these championships. We are at altitude, of course. We are in rescheduled timing for this event. It should have been a couple of months ago in 2:25.54 at the halfway point. You see the contest there for second and third, just being led at the moment by the home swimmer, Rubalcaba from Mexico, over Julia Gaffney at the halfway point, and Duskova in 4th position. Very close between those 3 swimmers still, but Jessica Long coming up to the 250 mark. We're doing a little bit of a comparison how close close in terms of medal tallies. They are at the long course world championships that have been held, that they've both attended since 2006, silvers and 1 bronze. Daniel Diaz had 28 gold medals, 6 silvers and 0 bronze.
And ironically, I bet that's the one race just long which she could take.
Looking like she might add gold medal number 29 to her tally.
Slow motion, just long. Too fast a time, just long. Way out in front. Cruising to a gold medal here. Silver, by the way, is Duskova. Get the right old heave-ho for the silver medal. Julia Gaffney is gradually joining that party as well. You see them as Jess Long passes in the bag at this point. Jess Long, in she comes. Final 25, as she comes towards yet another world championship gold medal.
Into the final stages now of this S8. It is going to be gold medal number 29 for the American. Jessica Long takes it 501.57. Gold again to the USA. What a contest. Gaffney, Ruvalcaba, they're all trying to hang on. It looks like Duskova might have the edge. Gaffney increasing the stroke rate, and it's in at the end. It is Gaffney will take it. Ruvalcaba was cheered on by the home crowd, but could quite keep the pace going into the end, and she will be gutted to be touched out at the end of that 400 freestyle.
Pizza mark almost. It should probably have been Duskova's. Jess Long, dominance once again in the 400 freestyle. Big smile on the face. The American star. Confirmed results. Jessica Long gets gold. Gaffney pips Duskova to the post. Taking bronze.
Yeah, Jess Long, another medal, taking her ahead of Daniel Diaz. And it was his first world title, that he had won a short course world title, so apologies to him. I was only talking about the long course ones. We have had one short course world championship in IBC history back in 2009 in Brazil. So might need to look to see how Daniel Diaz and Jessica Long got on at those championships. Tucker Dupree, the champion last night. And I have to say on here, he was the champion back in 2009 short course. Well done, Tucker. He swam very well last night.
Yeah, clearly, go back to being
I've done it now, yeah. He won't be threatening me again.
Yeah, he will be hunting you down if you haven't got that correction in. So coming up next,
taking that one. We're back to heats now. Well, when I say heats, there is only one heat of the S9, so the
position. Two sides. Very relaxed. Well, they might. Nothing really to lose. Start list. Jovovich, one Aspen, say, complete. Schelling, Marquez Soto, Spain. Times already this week. The US and Julia Gordonchuk. Start list in this heat of the S9.
Marquez Soto was the Paralympic champion last year. An excellent race in Rio. Contest with Ellie Cole of Australia, and also this lady Sue Jieling of as well. 6'9". 400 meters freestyle, you would expect Marquez, Soto and Zhu to be able to get to the final this evening. Straight away, Marquez Soto, that black cap of Spain, just edging to China. Pick up the heat. Natalie Sims is 20 years of age. She's the oldest in this field, older relative to
veteran.
Yes, veteran at 20.
China. Age. Right up there. Huge amount to lose, but gain. Marcus Soto and Shelling know they'll be head-to-head tonight. Strength. 5 minutes, yes. By that same token, it is a 400 race. It is a closer and further than that. Our two leaders lead the way. Halfway point. Monthly shot away from 10-meter boards. City. Just get to see the two middle lanes.
Classification system, how different disabilities come together as well. Zhu and Natalie Sims missing whole part of one arm, or one leg, but really all of them look very, very well balanced indeed. World record is held by someone who has very similar disability. Books, who was a swimmer, junior swimmer, able-bodied swimmer for South Africa. Because she had an accident, lost her leg, came into Paralympic swimming, and she is not going to be challenged anytime soon. Although, I know these swimmers, it's a goal to aim for, but it's a phenomenal record for Natalie Dutoy. Going to lead them. She swam well this week. 2 medals in the relay teams for the USA, and also a bronze in the 100 freestyle behind the 2 Spanish swimmers, Sarai Gascon and Mariah Marquez Soto. 5-minute mark, so it looks like pretty much on course for that one. And in second place, Zhu just beginning to put a little bit of pressure on. So feels the 2 arm amputees on either side of her. See the 2 arm amps just going to their legs there. Mariah Marquez Soto hasn't kicked that much.
Marquez Soto, she might have just seen that this race is getting away from her and won't be particularly fussed about that. See the front 3 fairly established clear of the rest of the field. Pretty good indication of what might top the podium. To lane number 4 coming in to take the touch in 5:10. 46 is Zhu Xiaoling of China. So she ends up 5 seconds behind. Look at swim from Zhu Xiaoling, the 15-year-old from China. Looking to add yet more medals to that Chinese total. And we will see this evening. Don't miss that one. The evidence of that front 3, we could be in for a very, very good race actually for that gold medal.
And Mariah Marquez Soto, they're having a close start. Result of that heat. Zhu Xiaoling takes it for China. 5:10.46. Natalie Sim in second position. Mariah Marquez Soto. Swimmers will progress to the final.
Going back to what you were saying about Natalie Dutoy, Paul. Let's see the entrance of our next lot of race. It says a lot when you see a Paralympic record swimming a lot. It's not a given, but at most major championships you're likely to see a few, and especially at the likes of the Paralympics and world records. When you see that with an athlete that's always standing for 9 years, a championship record standing for 11 years, that's how you know it's a really, really high quality record.
Absolutely. Talking about high quality, we move on to the men's number 4 in the S5 classification. Watch out for the local swimmers, Fernandez and Sanchez Martinez in the S4 class. Here, the S4 swimmer, 5 swimmers in the centre of the pool here. Daniel Diaz, but we saw Jessica Long a little while ago up her medal tally. Back to you, Daniel.
It's getting to the point now, I wonder if Daniel and Jessica are
They just they do their thing here in the water. 200 freestyle men's S4 and S5. This one we have Fernandez in lane number 1, Iroglu from Turkey in 2, Li Junsheng from China in 3, Daniel Diaz in 4 into an early lead. Theo Curran, the young French one, 50 freestyle yesterday. He goes in that top lane in lane number 7. So first of the turn, as you would expect, Daniel Diaz. He has been swimming pretty close to his best times ever. Daniel Diaz looking like he is dominating this one from the front.
Yeah, if he goes somewhere close to his best time ever in this race, he's looking pretty good as he comes towards the halfway point. Currently in the silver medal position in lane 5. That's Theo Curran of France. Swimming quite nicely. 1-6 tucked in behind him. Sanchez Martinez of Mexico in the S4 category. Looking at picking up a gold medal there. 2 gold medals on offer in this race. They're Fernandez of Mexico.
Daniel Diaz coming up to this final turn here. It is another event that he has really dominated at World Championships and at Paralympic Games. Won the title in the last 3 World Championships, and also at the long unbeaten run in this event. He just keeps racking up the titles. He keeps racking up the medals. Really, no one can touch him here in these Mexico City World Championships. Theo Curran from might be Li Junsheng from China, but here comes Daniel Diaz on for another gold medal for Brazil. Another gold medal for Daniel Diaz. He adds to his medal tally in the 5. 237.67 by Theo Curran from France. The 17-year-old will claim the silver medal, and the bronze medal looks like it is going to China. Li Junsheng will get that bronze medal, but it is joy for the host nation because Sanchez Martinez touches the wall now, and it's gold for Mexico. They add to their medal tally. They continue their run in winning a gold medal in each and every day of these World Championships. Povasil from the Czech Republic, his Mexican teammate.
And what I love there, Daniel Diaz celebrating the Mexican win. You saw him hooked up on the starting around the pool deck. He really has always got a smile on his face, and he was genuinely delighted to see. There you go. To see a home victory. Big smile on the face of Daniel Diaz. And a big smile, no doubt, on the face of Gustavo Sanchez Martinez. Those are our 2 gold medals. Diaz takes gold in the S5. Martinez, gold in the S4. Curran and Junsheng, silver and bronze in the S5. Povasil, Fernandez, silver and bronze.
29. Back to you, Jess.
Now you're going to have to set this up, I think, Paul, at this stage.
I think so.
You're going to have a little word with both. And say, look, guys, by the end of this championship, we're going to have a definitive leader. Because we can't wait until Malaysia to set vessel is.
Have to check the 2009 short course results as well.
I'll leave you to that one, mate.
Oh, thank you.
You've got all the details you could possibly have in front of you. I'll back you to know. So, that's it. Gold medal. Time though for us to move on to our next event. Next 50-meter freestyle S3.
Second, top 8 will qualify for the final. It is a combined event, the S2 swimming up against the S3s. No medals for the S2s. Line up 2 poles in 2 and 3. Otovsky, Jacek Czech, Mexican medal winner from yesterday, Christopher Tronco, goes in 4. Gergo Bognar goes in line number 5, and Yusuf El-Sad from Egypt goes in 6. 50 meters freestyle, S3, heat number 1.
And away they go. Solid start being made in that middle lane. That is Mexican swimmer Tronco. Siege. Very individual style. Lane 5, the distinctive backstroke of Gergo Bognar. Hungary. Near sides. Number 2. Oh yes, 2 swimmer. Otovsky. Swimming up in the S3 event. Otovsky, S2 swimmer, laying his claim. He takes the set. Time. So check. Coming in 2nd place. Third is the Egyptian Youssef Al-Sayed. Otovsky, he takes the win. Doesn't matter. 59.2 is good enough for the win. Free S3. So it's win that ball.
Yeah, very close to the championship record for S2, held by Dmitry Kokarev of Russia. Championships there, 58.86, so only half a second in it. It's a freestyle event, so swimmers can do whatever stroke they wish. Numbers prefer to swim on backstroke. Mila Otovsky used that great effect there. 59.22 for the S2 swimmer. That should see him through into the final along with his teammate Jacek Czech. The others will have to wait for this set.
Out to the full side here for this second heat. A big cheer in the crowd for the Mexican swimmer. Is the Spaniard Martinez Tajuelo. Diego Lopez Diaz of Mexico goes in 3. Juan Pan, world record holder in this event, goes in lane 7.
Really seen the emergence of Diego Lopez Diaz. He took us all by surprise a few days ago, winning the gold medal in the 50 backstroke. Really that Juan Vincenzo Boni would, but it was the Mexican who really surprised us all. He's back in the water again. He swam the 200 freestyle as well and really challenged Juan Wenpen. The Chinese swimmer just getting the edge in the closing stages of that one, which is the S3. Different starts employed by the swimmers. There we see Martinez Tajuelo from lane closest to us, actually using a cord lock. The others being held by the feet by their coaches. Gail Fredriksson from Sweden going from the dive. Chinese swimmer just getting held. Some swimmers on their back. The Chinese swimmer face down. Some on their side. On the a little bit of a problem here. It looks like the starting box is a little bit of an issue. Swimmers are going to have to
it's never easy when it happens in any race, but particularly with these lower classification races when coaches are bent over starting blocks and hold swimmers in place. They don't want to stroke, but thankfully it looks like any problems have been rectified and we can get ourselves away.
The S3 second heat. Wang Wenpeng from China will the world to win the Paralympic gold in Rio last year, and as we saw in the 200, Wang Wenpeng and Diego Lopez Diaz are way ahead of the others in this field. Vincenzo Boni going well as a swimmer who in his freestyle events, and it was a silver medalist in the backstroke a few days ago. Looks like he is challenging for the second position here in this heat. Wang Wenpeng is going to bring them home though. Comfortable slide. Boni did it. Yeah, Boni got the touch there for second, 49.60. And Diego Lopez Diaz from Mexico in third. Wang Wenpeng takes it 47.42. Ahead these two rivals, these three swimmers on the medal podium again tonight. For the meantime though, they have qualified for the final. Wang Wenpeng taking that one 47.42. He's
a different technique really to all the other swimmers, maybe apart from Diego Lopez Diaz, in the sense of he really, it's all in his arms. It's all propulsion from those arms, and that's a technique which has worked so effectively full time. He has got plenty more left in the tank later on this evening, and that's going to be a race to watch. Wang, Boni and Lopez Diaz, those three have been battling away. Noise you can hear in the pool here is a couple of Mexican swimmers making their way out onto the pool side for this final in the women's field. You see the supporters, the flags, the banners out in full force. In lane 2, Heidi Aceves Perez. In 3, also of Mexico, Patricia 4, Kazakhstan, Sofia, world record holder, Paralympic champion in this event. Alexandra Stamatopoulou of Greece is in 5, and Ademia Garcia of Brazil goes in lane. Can Mexico get themselves on the podium? Can Gabardolina confirm her status in this event as the best in the world?
Of the women's S3, Frishevae from Mexico had another one in what will be her last World Championship outing. And Gabardolina, though, the Paralympic champion from Kazakhstan, the world record holder, looks like 100. It looks like she's on her way to gold here for Kazakhstan. In second position is Stamatopoulou of Greece, but it is going to be gold to Kazakhstan. Gabardolina into the wall now, and 42 points outside the world record for Gabardolina, but she takes gold for Kazakhstan. Stamatopoulou the silver, and Patricia Valle is delighted. The home crowd there. It's bronze for Patricia Valle. Gabardolina, 42.
She is indeed, and I tell you what, Paul, not far off her best ever swim that. She smashed the championship record that she herself actually held back in Montreal in a very nearly a world record swim from the Kazakhstan athlete. Stamatopoulou takes the silver, and what a lovely moment for Patricia Valle of Mexico in her curtain call, really, on what's been a glittering career. You can see here inside this arena in Mexico, the banner does give me an idea of what that means. Mexican flag is flying high, as well it might. Lovely moment.
Mexican team has really got a really long-serving people in it. And this Cubas Arena, they've been great servants to Mexico, and they are competing here in a home world championships for the first time.
What a way to bow out on a career, Paul. That's how you going out in your own home championships, definitely, without question, is probably the way to do it. As we take a look at our next event, a couple of heats in the men's 100 back S. 4 swimmers in the first one, 5 in the second one, which will follow. Felipe of Brazil in 3. Taeyok Choi of Korea, Van der Put of Belgium in 5, and Lawrence Sapp of the USA in lane 6. A couple of swimmers just getting to grips with the backstroke ledges here. They are in the elasticated format, not quite as springy as I am, if they're not too familiar with them, but it doesn't seem to have affected any of our swimmers too heavily here. Good start over on the far side, lane 6 for Lawrence Sapp of the United States. He and, my apologies, Choi in lane 4 lead the way. Van der Put in between them in 3rd currently. Felipe Villarreal left a wee bit behind. The front 3 seems to be giving it a fairly good go. Strong finishes here as we come in towards the final 15 metres. Lane 4, it's going to be Choi who's going to take the win in heat number 1. A little under 2 seconds behind. But I think all 3 of our top 3 swimmers there or thereabouts on their qualifying time, which shows they weren't prepared to take any risks in this heat. They went out pretty quick. Taeyok Choi, heat number 1. We just have to wait to see the sort of speed that we can expect in heat 2.
Well, this is S14. Very often we see swimmers just go all out in the heats as well as the final. Well, we do have the result of that first heat and a disqualification for the man who touched the wall first, Choi Tae-hook from Korea, which means is first ahead of Yannick Van der Put and Felix. So
that was disappointing for Choi.
Yeah.
Always disappointing, regardless of event, to be disqualified, but to be disqualified after winning a race. Looks pretty disappointed. Seems to stay on the right of his shot. Went to go have a chat with his coach. Might just be making a petition to re-enter in heat 2. For the Korean swimmer, who makes his way despondently off the pool deck as we take a look at the swimmers in heat number 2. Puerto Rico, it's Javier, Jose, Fernandez, Rodriguez. 2 more Korean swimmers in 3 and 4. Young Lee in 5, it's Jim. And Robert Isaac Jonsson of Iceland goes in lane 6.
Well, the Koreans will be trying to make amends. Sure, they qualify themselves for the final. Gold and silver last night in this classification for Korea. The only medals they've won in this championship so far. Lee and Cook, a swimmer who around for a few years now. The gold medal in the Rio Paralympic Games.
Yeah, he's got a quick qualifying time as well. Only times.
Just wonder if he can get close to the world record held by Miliantsev, which was set in the last World Championships, and we shall see. Lee and Cook centre. Lim Kyung Cook will be very much the favourite for this one. And it was interesting when he won that Paralympic gold in Rio. It's a little bit of redemption for him, because in London 2012 he was the fastest into the final, but when he turned up for the to the call room, so he didn't get to swim. So it was a real redemption, as I said, for him in Rio, and he came out with the gold medal that he felt he should have had at the London Paralympic Games in 2012. World title as well to the Paralympic gold that he won. Lee Cook now coming in to the last 15. As I said, in the heats that might be faster or very similar to the times they do in the final. Lee Cook looks round, he's on his own. He wins that one in 102.30. He's followed on by his countrymate, Lim Kyung-kyu, 8th, and Matol in 3rd place, 108.27. Close for 2nd, but Lee Cook dominated that one, and he takes the win, 102.30.
Yeah, strong swim. Title. And, early signs are he hasn't gone the way of his teammate in Heat 1, Choi, and been disqualified after winning. It looks like Cook Lee is safe. He'll qualify through to the final later on. 100 back S14. Well through the halfway point of the programme here this morning. Next up is the men's 50-metre fly, as we take a look at the confirmed results of heat number 2 of the 100 back S14. Confirmation of that big win for Lee Cook. Next up, as I say, though, is the men's 50 fly S6. 2 heats in this one. Good names as well in terms of times. Take a look at the athletes making their way out towards the blocks. In lane 2, it's the Brazilian Luis Antonio Silva. Lane 3 from the USA is Zach Shat. 4 from Kazakhstan. 5 from China, Yang Hong. 6 from the USA, Connor Giuffreda. And in 7 from Spain, Antonio Ponce Bertran, who actually picked up a gold medal earlier on this week, did Ponce Bertran.
World record swim for him in the 100 breaststroke earlier this week. Range of ages in this one as well. Yang Hong, 17-year-old.
I was just thinking that Luis Antonio Silva, over 20 age of Yang Hong. Sometimes do see this though in the 50 freestyle. Of course, saw the main man, 60-year-old Spaniard yesterday.
Yeah, 1 length on the pool for this. No, well represented again, Yang Hong. Second fastest in terms of entry time. Kazakhstan swimmer, Salim Geriev. We'll just see him there, kind of crouching on the block there, ready to go, like a coiled spring, go into action. Mexican crowds just waiting for the official.
A few youngsters in that crowd as well. Looks like it might be a school visit.
That's good. Good to see the support here, and they've had some Mexican success to cheer already this morning. Heat number 1. Salim Geriev just about holding on there to the blocks, waiting for that starting signal. He gets up and away now in lane 5. Yang Hong just been overtaken by the Kazakh. He had a good start, but it does look like Salim Geriev through and take this one. Very powerful stroke here as he comes into the last 5 meters. It is going to be Salim Geriev will take this heat 32 and certainly be in a medal challenging position when they get to that final.
Yeah, that's spot on what you mentioned there, Paul, about his stroke. It really is a powerful stroke.
Salim Geriev, and it's coming up on our screens that he has been disqualified Kazakhstani swimmer. Well, he did look like he wasn't a problem. We don't know, of course, but we can only make assumptions on what we see. What we do know is that he has been disqualified, and the winner of that heat is Yang from China, ahead of the two Americans.
Last 5 minutes or so, winners of heats not making their way through to the final due to disqualifications. Choi just a couple of races ago, and now Yezhem Salangariev.
Second heat for this men's 50 butterfly S6. First time this week we've seen it. Closest to us, he goes in number 1. Just 14 years of age, Panamanian swimmer. Great youngsters coming through here at these championships. We'll see how he goes in this one, the 50 butterfly S6. There's the full lineup. Oscar Andres Sorio Campo from Colombia into Raul Martinez Valdez. Mexico in 3, Nelson Crispin from Colombia in 4, Taliesin Glock, Brazil in 5. In 6 is Alejandra from Spain, Ali from Egypt. It's kind of a Latin American feel about the first 5 lanes in this one. The Spanish swimmer in 6 and the Egyptian in 7. It's the second heat of the men's 50 butterfly S6. Whistle. Ready to go in this heat number 2.
I wonder if they're aware of what happened in heat number 1. They want to be as sure and as steady. Strong start being made in lane 4 by Nelson Crispin in the blue cap. You see him there powering through the water ahead of the rest of the field. Up on the rest of the field here. He's going to take the touch in 31.44. Very nicely done from Nelson Crispin. Comfortably the quickest in that heat. In 3rd, but Nelson Crispin there looking dominant. So we'll be hoping to repeat the trick later on today. From the start, got a good enter. He led from the very minute he emerged. Away he went. Should mention as well, a good record in that one for Ahmed Ali. Ahmed Ali. Nelson Crispin will qualify through to the final quickest, 31.44. And we've seen one of his main elements of competition, Yezhem Salangariev of Kazakhstan, disqualified, so Nelson Crispin will be feeling pretty confident about his chances heading into this evening's session.
Just one swim for the S9 swimmers. This is a heat. Again, one of these events where they will progress through to the final. And in that final, there's the lineup where Spain, Vincitic from Croatia, Paralympic champion, Demosthenes Michelinzakis in 4. Federico Morlacchi, already 5 medals to his name here in Mexico. He goes in 5. Juan Castillo Esteves from Cuba in 6. Argentina in 7. Robin Lixor from Estonia in lane number 8. First time, I think, this week we have seen Michelinzakis. Superb swim to take the touch just ahead of Federico Morlacchi from Italy, who goes right next to him in lane number 5. This is butterfly. How the Paralympic champion from Greece goes in this one. He is away to a very handy lead there. Morlacchi just one lane up. That's the 2 swimmers in the yellow lane markers. Michelinzakis, use of just one. Morlacchi Next to him, also going well, is Maria Alcaraz from Spain, back on the medal podium the other day in the 100 freestyle. And it is Maria Alcaraz actually leading them into 29.
Jose Maria Alcaraz of Spain, but just coming through now as we enter the final 20 meters or so. In the middle lane is the Paralympic champion, Demosthenes Michelin. A very fine swim from the Spaniard. He should take second. Good swim on the far side as well, taking third, but no doubt about the winner in the end. Michelin Zakis made to work for Alcaraz in the outside lane, getting prime position for the final this evening. But there is the man in the S9 100 fly, Demosthenes 0.88. He can go a bit quicker than that, it's safe to say, and we'll be looking out for that a little bit later on. It's worth pointing out the championship record, it's been held actually for 7 years by Tamás Zorz of Hungary, is in danger, lurking around, but Morlacchi there was a touch sluggish, only 5th for the Italian. He won't be worried too much about that, but
he's had quite a heavy week, Federico Morlacchi already. Number of events, as do all those swimmers on that screen. Michelin Zakis, Maria Alcaraz, Guerrero are the top 3 into that final, but I would expect the times to be certainly challenging the 1 minute mark, just dipping under it tonight in the final.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Next event coming up now is the men's 100 butterfly S10. And again, we have just 1 heat for this one. And you see the 2 Brazilian teammates having a little bit of a chat coming out there. Andre Brazil and Felipe Rodriguez. They go in 4 and 5. And in fact, they don't. They go in 3 and 4. It's
Andre Brazil and Felipe Rodriguez have. Obviously, it has to be a rivalry. They're constantly competing at the top against each other, but there is not only a risk to swim against each other in these races. Not necessarily the heats, as you can see, both of them were incredibly relaxed on the way out.
The 50 freestyle the other night was real interesting preparation to that race, the lead up to that 50 freestyle, where the 2 Brazilians both determined to get in ahead of each other, kind of almost staring each other. Incredible sport.
And Felipe Rodriguez, obviously the joker of the 2, with a big smile on his face during that whole thing.
So line up for this heat, Karlinski of Poland in lane number 2. From the pole in lane number 4. David Levesque from Spain, who's had a good championships. He goes in 5. Ludwig Nuren from Sweden in 6. And Ty Dutcher from the USA, right at the top of your screen there in lane number 7. He was silver medal last World Championships, and he will be, I would think, the favourite for this one, although he's headed by David Levesque and Ludwig Nuren as they come into the second.
The back of the leaders, but he's just really started to pull himself together in this second 50 metres. Felipe Rodriguez a mile back in this. Next room, 63.53. Dutcher in lane 7, taking second, and Patrick Karlinski taking third. So the 3 favourites.
But I think, yeah, Brazil qualified in 4th there, Rodriguez in 6th, so they will again be right next to each other in the final this evening.
I think they do it intentionally sometimes.
As you said, he was quite far back as they came up that second 50. Is David Levesque, 2 bronze medals already. He's been World Championship medalist right back since 2002. And again, he adds to his world championship. Not going to be the case when they get to the final. Good swim though at the front there by Ludwig Nuren of Sweden. 103.53, just ahead of Ty Dutcher and Patrick.
I'd imagine that'll be the case tonight, but you never know.
You never know, those youngsters in the winning positions there. Oh, you're always likely to get some sort of surprise. Go on to the next event, which is again a set of heats. It's the men's 100 butterfly S8. We have the swimmers just out onto the poolside now. We have Carlos Martinez Fernandez from Spain in lane number 2. Robert Griswold goes for the USA in 3. Yang Long from China, the Paralympic bronze medalist in 4. Andres Ornea. Male Corniche. France goes in lane number 6. This is the S8. 100 meters butterfly for men. Most of the use of one arm. Yang, the Paralympic bronze medalist, silver medalist in the 50 and 100 freestyle here in Mexico. We'll be hoping. Very slow, deliberate turnover with that one arm as they approach the turn.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a window in effect from Yang. He had a fantastic start, great dive, and good underwater as well. Yeah, very distinctive. He almost stops it at the highest point and then brings the hammer down through the water, going nicely alongside him, it has to be said. It's Robert Griswold's medal of these championships all the way back on day number 1. He's after that again, but as you can see there, Yang has used that stroke somewhere off the quickest he can go. And a nice swim, nevertheless. Griswold in 2nd place. 3rd is Andres Ornea of Austria. Yang Long of China looking in 7th place tonight, the 100 fly S8. You can see that great dive in, good underwater from Yang. Yeah, it just takes a little while. The longer the race goes on, the more that stroke has its effect.
Very unusual technique there for Yang. Pause the arm at the top, breathes, and then brings the arm down again.
Almost pauses to gather his energy, doesn't he? Then smashes it through the water. But
breath there, and that'll take in the oxygen for the rest of the swim there. Yang Guolong from China takes that one, 105.32. Robert Griswold in 2nd, Andreas Ornea in 3rd.
Absolutely.
His teammates coming up now is Zhu Haizhou, the Chinese swimmer who has been dominating the events. But really, really good technique he showed in the freestyle events. He's done the treble, the 50, the 100 and the 400 freestyle here at these championships. He goes in the middle lane. China in 4. Andrade Guillem from Mexico in 5, and Silva de Souza goes in lane number 6 for Brazil. Andrade Guillem again of medals, a couple of bronze medals behind the 2 Chinese swimmers. But the real star of this classification, Zhu Haizhou, and again, almost a trademark of his swims this week is that he's been left on the blocks again. Last off the blocks, but when they get supreme, and you know, that one-arm swimming stroke is as smooth as silk for the Chinese swimmer. Challenged as they come to halfway by Mikel Golas, but Zhu is looking very comfortable indeed.
He certainly is. As Paul mentioned, been in this classification this week. Has Zhu. It doesn't look like he fancies changing that anytime soon. Having said that, going really nicely alongside him in lane 3. who should have enough to take this through though, and finishing strongly in 5 is Luis Andrade Guillen of Mexico. In 4th place, and in 5 is the Argentinian Agustin Orellana.
Yeah, sets things up nicely for the final. Two Chinese swimmers should be the favourites into that one. They've got a little bit more to give, I would think. Silver, and expect them to be right up there contesting for the medals. The Chinese 1, 2, 3 in Rio last year, with the title going to Song. China will be fastest 2 qualifiers for that final this evening. One to look forward to, definitely.
And the only 2 swimmers to miss out on the final, Orellana of Argentina. To the final later on this evening.
The next event that we are covering, 200 metres individual medley, and one of the heats in the SM12-13 classifications. So the 3 swimmers in 1, 2 and 3 are in the SM medals this morning, and are all SM12s, and they will be comparing their times against the next heat to come for a place in the final this evening. So 3 swimmers that we're really looking out for this morning. Rory Zuzilao from Belarus and Taron Drake from the USA. They go in 1, 2 and 3. They are joined by Vasanyev from Kazakhstan in lane 4, Vashkevich in 5, from Kazakhstan in 6, and Gunnarsson from Iceland in 7. They are all competing in the heats, competing for the final though in 1, 2 and 3. Shmurka, Zutao and Drake. .200 metres individual medley final for that class.
Yes, 11 swimmers in lane 1, 2 and 3. Miroslav Shmurka to each other on the fly leg. The rest of the swimmers in this race from lanes 4 through 7, all swimming in the SM12 class, but they'll be going for medals against the SM13 class coming up in the next event, which is the 2nd heat, heading into that final. So 3 classes, 2 races, 1 final, and 1 final later on this evening, if you're following.
You've got it, Jim, you've got it.
I think that's right.
Hold on.
We're away. But now onto the backstroke we go now. And we'll just try and keep an eye on these lower lanes as best we can. Leading the way for the SM12s in lane 5 is Maxim Vashkevich of Belarus. Tucked in behind him in lane 6 is Kirill Ilyukovich, Kazakhstan. But leading the way in the SM11 class, very near lane, the Czech Republic swimmer Miroslav Shmurka. Going along nicely, just alongside him in lane 2. Taron Drake with work to do in lane 3, currently in the bronze medal position. But we see it so often in the 200 medley. It's my favourite race to watch this, because you never quite know what's going to happen next, depending on swimmers being here in the 3rd leg, the breaststroke leg, so often the key leg of a medley. In the SM11 class for sure, that's exactly what's happening, because if you see there, lane number 2, that's Rory Zuzilao of Belarus, just taking the lead over Shmurka and Drake in lanes 1 and 3.
Well, Drake coming back there, who's a breaststroke champion, and he's coming back on Zuzilao, but Zuzilao has a 100 freestyle title under his belt, and he should be stronger than the American down this last lane there at the bottom of your screen. It's a real good battle here in the S12 class here between Vaskevich and Ilyukovich, but there at the bottom of your screen is the contest for the gold, and it's 239.34, Taron Drake in 241.70, and Shmurka is in 3rd position, the Czech Republic swimmer, 54 years of age, and he claims a World Championship medal. From the medal will be his Belarusian teammate. It is Grigory Zutulov from Belarus will take the gold medal. There is the champion. He takes another gold medal this week.
There's a brilliant on top of each other. Zutulov was swimming away to his right. Terence Drake swimming away to his left. Both are making contact with the lane rope at the same time as they were neck and neck going for the final. The confirmed results in the SM12, worth pointing out, Bashkovic and Iljukovic having very nice swims in that race. For the medals in the SM11.
Yeah, that was a cracking. It's just a shame, just the camera just pulled away as the in the S11 class, the swimmers with no vision at all. They're wearing blacked out goggles. Just sometimes the orientation could go a little bit awry, and that's exactly what happened there, but Zutulov recovered. Of this 200 meters individual medley, SM11 through to SM13. Saw the S12 swimmers in the previous heat. You see the S13 swimmers now, and the great goalkeeper from Belarus is right in the middle of them all. Latika from Finland, Gerasimos Linios from Greece, Ihar Boki in 4, Ivan Salguero Ortiza in 5, Emil Restelski and Galakov from Kazakhstan. They will be trying to better the times of the SM12 swimmers in that previous heat to make their way to the final this evening. And Ihar Boki has been in the first 4 days of competition.
He's been absolutely electric. And he'll be looking to do exactly the same before, and already the rest of the field. He is so good in this classification. He really, really is. Ihar Boki, tremendously quick swimmer. And it really, the thing is with Boki is it doesn't matter the stroke. Older in this event, he set that in Montreal at the World Championships in 2013, 2:03.79. And this really is the ideal event for Ihar. It's a strange one really, because sometimes in a medley, as we saw in the SM11 in the last race, you sometimes look for individual swimmers' strength. Drake was excellent on the breaststroke, whereas we had
I say, we used to think it was breaststroke that was his weakness, but 106.1, it's not really hanging about on breaststroke anymore. He's really worked on that, and I think individual breaststroke is in quite a fast 28 seconds, but for him, that's pedestrian really, because 26.33 was the split when he broke the world record back at the World Champs. Back in Rusin comes to the final turn, going well. Up there in lane number 7, Roman Galkov from Kazakhstan may well just be holding second ahead of Antti. Very pleased to get a medal in the backstroke. The other day, the Finn who got his first World Championship medal. I wonder if he'll get a second here in the IM. Will be just because Ihar is already looking supreme. 2:16.43, and it'd be very brave for anyone to bet against him tonight. 3 swimmers in together. Latika does get the touch for second this week, so it should be very interesting to see what happens in the final. There's Boki making his way out, full of energy, after just having swum that 2:16.43.
Well, that's a strong games. Give himself a bit of a rest ahead of tonight. That is cruise control for Ihar Boki. His entry time 2:04, his world record, personal best 2:03, 2:16 is positively pedestrian than anyone else. The man is a phenomenon. Terrific swim from Ihar Boki. Confirmation of those times: 2:16.43 for the Belarusian Antti Latika, and Gerasimos Linios of Greece, second and third, and to bet against the brilliant Belarusian Boki. Last couple of events then. Individual medley now in the visually impaired classes. In lane 3, SM11 is Kanchan Malapanda from India. From the USA, SM12 swimmer Aspen Shelton. Apologies, she's not swimming. She's pulled out late on. Zuzalava of Belarus goes in lane 5.
Two swimmers, two different classifications. Zuzalava, as we saw in the previous event, is SM12 swimmer. She will be compared to the heat to come, the SM13. But the swimmer in lane number 3, Kamala Pandey from SM11 swimmer, and as such, if she is able to complete the distance in a valid time, she will claim the gold medal for India, and it will be India's first World Championship gold medal ever. Her entry time 2:46, and similarly she should make it to the final. She gets a valid swim here in this heat.
There is Zuzalava of Belarus, just veering left a touch on the backstroke. So too actually is Pandey back in lane 3. Just had an event. Some of you at home might be wondering how can they get a gold medal if they don't have any competition. The answer to that is essentially it's not the swimmers' fault. Earthquake that struck Mexico City, a lot of nations to sadly withdraw, but that shouldn't affect the medal hopes of those swimmers that were fortunately able to make it out here to Mexico City. A valid swim will get her a gold medal. India's first ever at world level. She has competed on the international stage before, Paul.
She has. Her first major international competition was in the Commonwealth Games back in Melbourne in 2006. Here's an S11 swimmer with no vision at all. It's an acquired, you know, her family have made a lot of sacrifices to get her onto the international stage. It's really good to see that she will be getting that reward if she can come in and this gold medal position here. Zuzalava is going to touch first, the SM12 swimmer, her attention. Now that's a heat swim of course for Zuzalava. She will be comparing her time to the swimmers coming up in the next heat we're about to see. But about Pandey from India, Kanchan is now coming down on her final 50 metres and on her way to hopefully India's first gold medal. She's picking up the pace here. Kanchan Pandey just holding on to that lane rope. Sometimes these swimmers are making their way over to the side of the lanes. But here comes Kanchan Pandey for India's first gold medal of a World Championship. She touches now, and it's gold to the Indian. We'll wait for confirmation. She's going to be okay.
Oh, there'd be nothing worse. But a lovely moment, indeed, if that is confirmed. We think it is from the initial responses of our timing systems. And what a lovely moment. Huge effort just to get her to this competition and to this level. And she is rewarded not only them, but obviously herself with a gold World Championship medal. Pandey of India.
The result is confirmed, and Kanchan Pandey is India's first gold medalist at a Paris.
A formality, but nevertheless still a lovely moment and a token of history for Kanchan Pandey. no one will ever be able to take away the fact that she was India's first ever paraswimming world champion. Second heat of the 200 medley is coming up. These swimmers all swim in the SM13 class. This is the race, Paul, that we were very much looking forward to. Swimming heat 1, she'll be herself in this race. She's swimming up into the SM13 category. But here we go. The showdown is back on between Carlotta Gili and Rebecca Myers.
Well, I'm not sure if it is, because it doesn't look like Rebecca Myers has appeared for that we've given this particular heat. Well, it's all for nothing.
It is. It's a shame, actually. She swam earlier on in the race. She's prioritising that and maybe thinking, well, maybe perhaps picked up an injury or a bit of fatigue, but yeah, Rebecca Myers not made it out. Just having a look down at my notes to compare the two and their respective fantastic times. Have a look up and she's blocks. So, either way, we do get ourselves underway in this second heat. Also, as I mentioned, in the SM13 class, and that does mean that the world record holder Carlotta Gili very much fancy herself in this one. She's no holder, Rebecca Myers. She's the championship record holder in the events from that Glasgow 2015, but Carlotta Gili this year has been her breakout year. Her first major international competition this, although she has given inklings in Berlin earlier on this year at the Internationale Deutsche Meisterschaften, quite often at an event famed for its world records. Very, very quick pull in Berlin. And Carlotta Gili took it of the paraswimming world this year. It's always nice to see, or when a youngster comes through, breaks through out of absolutely nowhere and just starts winning medals year on year.
Yeah, just 16 years of age, Carlotta Gili. Been caught on the breaststroke there by Colleen Young. We saw Colleen Young become the breaststroke champion. Having a look at the times, Carlotta Gili a few seconds back on that world record pace. And as Colleen Young comes up alongside the Italian, looks like Gili may well just have a very slender advantage there. 0.2 of a second ahead of the American. It's Adriana Edo Beltran from Spain, ahead of her teammate Marian Polo Lopez there in lane number 2. But Carlotta Gili has been absolutely really powerful over the sprint freestyler this week. 50 and 100, of course, a real speciality for Carlotta Gili. She cruises home there in a time of 2:33.4500, and across in lane number 6 is Adriana Edo Beltran. Already a medalist, of course, this week for the Spanish team, but there is the winner. 2:30, comfortably ahead. Young looked good on the breaststroke leg there.
She did indeed, and if those are going to be our leading ladies in the final later on this evening, Young versus Gili, that's where Colleen Young, champion, and if she's going to have any hope of overturning Gili in this event, the breaststroke is where she's going to really have to make moves. And we do see it all the time. A brilliant breaststroke really does make such a difference on an upset. Carlotta Gili confirmed, though, as the winner of heat number 2 in the 200 individual medley SM13. 2:33.41 the winning time. Young and final couple of races. It's the women's 100 meters butterfly. S8, S9 and S10 all going.
Well, 2 gold medals certainly in this one. I think the S9 is a heat. We'll just confirm that one.
It is indeed. You're very right. Can't catch you out, Paul. No matter what time in the morning. But yeah, 2 gold medals to get herself another gold medal. She'll be swimming directly against the Mexican swimmer in lane 1. That's Luz Carrena Lopez Valdez. And then in the other on offer for Olivia Jaboinska, Shenyini, and Isabel Yingwa Hernandez Santos.
Jessica Long from the USA looking to claim another gold medal at the World Championships. There, head against Luz Lopez Valdez from Mexico. Just wonder if the Mexican can be inspired by her home crowd here. She is almost on pace with Jessica Long in the early stages, but Long, it comes down this 10 race though. It looks like it could be lane number 5, Chen, ahead of Scorticini of Italy as they come into the turn now, but nothing in it. 3/100ths of a second between Chen and they're going head to head as they come into the final 15. Chen just with the lead over Scorticini. Chen was the Paralympic silver medalist from 2016. Scored the better of Scorticini. It's going to be gold for China. It's gold to Chen in 108.78. Second to Scorticini, third to Hernandez. And Jessica Long is in again in 112.80.
So there is your winner, Chen Yi of China. Another Chinese gold medal, this time in the S10 category. And another gold medal for that lady right there. Jessica Long does it again. She did come into that race as the hot favourite against Luz Lopez of Mexico. Who will pick up a silver medal. And a big smile as well on the face of Luz Lopez as well. Gives a thumbs up to her supporters in the crowd. Supporters, of course. And a smile on the face of Jessica Long as she gets yet another world title. In the S10s, phenomenal Chen Yi. Alessia Scorticini really did give it every single ounce of energy, particularly in that final 25. Although, Paul, which means Alessia Scorticini is automatically placed into the gold medal position. Well, big turnover there.
Scorticini will be surprised with that one. As will Chen for Italy in the S10 class. Gold again for Jessica Long from the USA. 30 World Championship gold medals now for the great American.
Goodness gracious me.
That's enough to you catch your breath. Over to Daniel Diaz.
Absolutely, yeah. Top that. 30 gold medals. What a milestone. What a swimmer Jessica Long is. So we've got heats on the way. Our final race of the morning is the heat of the women's 100 fly S9. In one is the Greek swimmer Efthymia Gukuli. In 2 from Israel, Yulia Gordichuk. Sofia Konkley of Hungary goes in 3. Gascon of Spain. Zhu Xiaoling of China is in 5. Narimaka Soto goes in 6. Natalie Sims in 7. And Jeska Markkanen completes the lineup in lane 8. A star-studded 100 fly S9.
Heat, Sarai Gascon, it's not done this week so far. She won the 100 freestyle close contest with her teammate Naria Marquez Soto. They both go here in 4 and 6, hoping to avenge that slender defeat, 0.1 of a second between Sarai Gascon and Zhu in that Paralympic final. And all of the Chinese swimmer, those yellow lane markers, Sarai Gascon and Zhu, as they come up to the turn. It may well be Naria Marquez Soto who has the edge here. In 4th place, Sofia Konkley of Hungary as they come to the turn.
Well, we did see Naria Marquez. She wanted to say something for this event. It's going to be very, very competitive later on this evening. That's for sure. But night, lane 3, Sofia Konkley going along quite nicely. Those are the leading 4. And it looks like Zhu Jilling, similar to that Paralympic final, just has the edge over Sarai Gascon in this one. Will that be the case? Sarai Gascon second, Sophia Conkley third, Maria Marquez Soto is fourth. And that's going to be another race to really watch with interest tonight. Close in the heat. I think it's going to be even close. In 1:14.13.
Yeah, expect things to get a little bit faster when they go to the final this evening. Be comfortable for the leading swimmers as they come into the final this evening. It's like another showdown between the two. You see in your shot there, the two that are 1 and 2 in the heat this morning. 1 and 2. That final race, Zhu Jieling from China takes it 1:14.13. Sarai Gascon in second place in that one. Sophia Conkley just ahead of the final this evening. That is all we have time for this morning, Steve. It's gone in pretty quickly, I think.
It has indeed, yeah, that's all she wrote for the penultimate morning session of these Mexico City Championships. Some fine swims that have really primed us to be a really, really entertaining evening session later on this evening. Action will be on the live stream from 5:30 p.m. local time. It'll be open with some medal ceremonies. The first racing begins at 6 o'clock here in Mexican time. Make sure you don't miss it. It's set to be another cracker ball.
So please join us again tonight. As you said, Stephen, 17:30 local time will be the medal presentation. Swimming start at 6 o'clock. Thank you very much for your company this morning, Stephen Jameson.
An absolute pleasure, Paul.
And we will be back tonight, please, on Mexico City. We will see you at 5:30 local time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.